Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the Altcoin show, coming at you every day, 6 days a week, thanks to your request. Here we are again today, another great day, and hope you're doing well. Wherever you are tuning in from around the world, I want to welcome you to the channel. Thank you for tuning in, and of course, those of you who are regular viewers, you know what to do. Get that like button smashed. And this helps get the content out to more people. Really does help support the channel. All the comments and the questions, thank you so much. All these wonderful, kind, encouraging comments that people take the time to put there. I do really appreciate that. All the questions, I'm getting back to those as quickly as I'm able to. Links below in the description. I got my cheat sheet. If you're a first-time watcher of this channel, I have a cheat sheet and has a lot of tabs that have entries and exits on coins for take profits, has links on what exchanges to trade. We have the Discord link in there, and there are links below for that as well. The most incredible Discord on the planet, the Stocks with Josh Discord. I'm in the crypto channel there daily with the most amazing community, so check that out as well. And okay, the Blub winner, you haven't notified yet. Maybe you haven't watched it. I believe it was your birthday yesterday, so you're probably still celebrating your birthday and haven't realized you've also won 1 billion Blub tokens. Okay, so make sure it's Lauri, Lauri, and there's a little bit more to your YouTube handle there. Check yesterday's video. At the very beginning or near the beginning, I announced the winner there. Make sure you do that and follow the instructions and directions there so the Blub team can get you your free tokens, okay? And that would be absolutely fantastic. I wanted to start with the altcoin index here before we jumped into the news. I like this altcoin index here. It shows us that we're not, look, when you get to the altcoin season, it's too late. It just gets sold off. These are all the gains you would miss out on. Here is the accumulation time. I've said that we're in the reaccumulation phase down here, and that's really what we want to get onto. And you can see here the top ones here. Tau absolutely has crushed it. Absolutely magnificent. And so you can see some of the other ones are starting to move here. And so what it is if 75% of the top 50 coins perform better than Bitcoin over the last 90 days, it is altcoin season. But you've got to understand it's over the last 90 days. So if 75% of the top 50 have already performed Bitcoin over the last 90 days, it's been too late. Altcoin season it'll get sold off. And so these are the opportunities. Do not get left behind. In the charts today, I'm going to show you some trades that are still good to go in today, right here, right now. You can take the trade. I gave the Arweave and the render trades in the last couple of days, and they're starting to pop up. I gave you the Tau and the Sui trades. They already popped out. Don't get left behind. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I'm doing. You're more than welcome to follow along. This is just for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? Says the great Maximus Decimus Meridius from the movie Gladiator there. Okay, so we're going to jump into some news items here. And just remember, Tau in particular, I gave this trade when it was 160-ish, and it went up to 320, 365 or whatever. I took profit there. Came back down to 225. I was telling people, get up. I'm buying more. I'm buying 225 all the way to 285. And then I didn't give any more buy signals after that. It popped off. And for the last 17 days, it's done a whopping 161%. If you got in on that trade, absolutely has smashed it there. And certainly I have given some levels to get back into that trade. I gave that yesterday in the YouTube, in the Discord as well. So be on top of that in case you still want to get in on Tau. Of course, if you're dollar cost averaging each day and buying a little bit of Tau each day, that's a strategy where you don't have to be worried about pullback levels or whatever. You just buy a little bit each day and it will end up, I think this coin is going to go 10x maybe. And so even at $500, I think we'll look back and see that was a good buy price. But sure, if we get a correction here, we can get back into those 400s or 300s. You can certainly collect more bang for your buck, more Tau. And that's what we want to do. Okay, the altcoins rebirth here. Certainly All-time highs. Alts are about to moon. Bitcoin dominance looks set to drop sharply from the rising wedge, and that's even without mentioning the weekly RSI bearish divergence in play. Boom, shakalaka. We could see that play out. Let's see what shakes out with that. But certainly it does feel like the alts are primed to pump, and we've already had a couple of market leaders pop off here. And Render does sit on the Solana chain, and I just wonder if people see more of an opportunity in Render. And there's good reason for that, because the Sol circulating supply, max supply, is almost identical to Render. And Solana was $3.24 on January 15, 2021, and closed at $236. $236 about 11 months later. That's a 72x in 10 months. People saying Render can't hit $100, $200 are going to severely regret not buying in these prices, especially with the burn. And they do burn tokens. Once burns surpass mints, which will be soon, in my opinion, due to onboarding partnership, things will start to get fun. So there's definitely, I do definitely see that this is something that could shake out. Even though I don't have Render going that high on my cheat sheet, it's certainly a realistic target. You know, sometimes people put targets out there that I feel are unrealistic. This is a realistic target. Do I think we're going to get there? It's possible. It's definitely possible. Obviously, 100 is more likely than 200, of course. Okay. So Render, as you can see, this was created for HBO, The Last of Us, using Render. It's not just AI, it's a real world asset. The artist received an Emmy nomination for this work. And so this is just one of the reasons I'm extremely bullish on Render. It's in my top 5, and I gave the breakout trade at $5 on this channel. You can go back and check that out. Absolutely amazing trade, and certainly, I think, could be one of the stars of this bull run for sure. Pivoting to one of the coins that I had moved away a little bit from, which has been TON. And the reason for this is, first of all, the TON founder got jailed. I think he's been released, right? Because he's done a deal. Telegram will share users' IP addresses and phone numbers to governments when legally required. And so, this was the price of his freedom, is that you no longer have that freedom. So bullish for TON because of all the tap games and everybody having to buy TON to use as gas fees to get these airdrops, and therefore for TON chain. But certainly no longer a freedom of speech champion. So will people move to a different platform? Others have popped up. SolChat, a more secure, private, and better solution built on the blockchain. Your data is truly yours and encrypted. So here we have SolChat basically taking the opportunities. Telegram's misfortune is their gain to say, hey, Telegram's handing over all these users' IP and phone numbers. We're not going to do that. Well, at some point, certainly that could be bearish, but TON certainly has a first mover advantage with all those tap games and all those free airdrop games. So let's see what shakes out there. Look at this. There is a documentary, and so they think that Tau literally is going to compete for second or third place with Ethereum. So maybe they're thinking Ethereum's going to drop to third place. I don't know what they're saying there. Anyone thinking 1500 in the cycle was top, just go lift some weights and lift your testosterone, grow some chest hairs. And so there is a documentary there. You can check it out. I haven't watched it. So if you do watch it, let me know. But Tau Shaman, I like that. Tau Shaman. He has put that link there. I do like that. And I do agree. And what is a potential top price for Tau? Well, it's a tough one, but there's 1,000 Tau for sale until $1,000 on max. Binance having very low Tau available as well. Supply shockers. Remember, there's only 21 million Tau ever going to be available, but only a small percentage of that is actually in circulation because it's mined like Bitcoin, and it's following Bitcoin. It has its own halving, which is, I believe, is it November 2025, which might be the top of the bull run, by the way, and the halving happens. And certainly, so there's only a limited supply of Tau. It's its own blockchain. It's an AI token. And so there could be a bit of a supply shock coming. Certainly some people have asked me, is it too late to get on a TAO? Well, it's not, but I wouldn't go all in at this $500 level. You could dollar cost average a little bit there just to make sure you had some TAO. I wouldn't recommend anybody going all the dough in at the $500 level. That would be quite a risky play. Sure, it may pay off, but then if Bitcoin drops and TAO drops, you'll be kicking yourself. You don't have any dry powder to buy the TAO dip. The TAO market cap is just under 4 billion, simply criminal, and an easy 10x from here at the cycle top. And look, certainly 4 billion is pretty low. When you consider, if it was to go 10x from here, we'd go to 5,000. Cardano in the last cycle went to 95 billion. So if it got to the same market cap of Cardano did in the last cycle, this is going to $10,000. Okay, so just consider that. This is not financial advice, of course. This is certainly just potential of what could possibly happen if we 10x the market cap here. 40 billion. That's still well where Solana is at about 65 billion. Now is where I have gone in and looked at being as a big bet on a big winner in the cycle. And so far, it's paid out there big time for. And starts in just a moment. And let's not forget our friend Sui that has just been absolutely crushing it. I wanted to show you the ecosystem here. Certainly the money can flow from the layer 1 to layer 2 to layer 3 and into the meme coins. This is the Sui, ever-growing Sui ecosystem. You can take a screenshot of that and maybe dive into some of these other tokens and see if there might be something that you would like to get into there. It's got an infrastructure layer, it's got gaming, it's got wallets, it's got meme tokens, and it's got DeFi here. And so certainly if you want to take some time to jump in and see maybe some of these could be good investments there. All right, we're going to jump into the charts here, and we're going to start with a couple of trades that I gave, which was Ondo. So I gave the Ondo trade when Ondo was trading at about 65 cents, and I said a breakout of the 50-day moving average, and the first target was 75 cents. It's hit that. Okay, so we're at 75 cents now, or we're just at 75 cents, just come back a little bit. Now, what you can do here is take profit here or hold and set a stop loss. And if we break and retest here and a retest here and a reject, I think if you lose 74 and go into 73, then a stop loss is not a bad idea. Have there and then just take your profits there. However, if you haven't taken profit, a successful break and retest, you could either stay in the trade or add more to the trade. So there's three options here. Either get out of the trade here, number one. Number two, take profit here, but set a stop loss below, and then see if we can ride this puppy up. Because if we can break above this level here at about 79, it's rocket ships back up to around this dollar level, and certainly can add to the trade at these levels. So you can actually take profit, or you can then add to the trade, or if you're not in the trade, you can get in the trade here. And on a break and a retest of here, you can get in the trade and ride this all the way up to around that dollar region, which would be a great trade. So you've got a couple of options there. Obviously, if you're in profit, put a stop loss there. If you want to get in the trade, put a stop loss just under there in case there's a rejection and we come back down to that 50-day moving average. One of the other ones that I shared is the ETH trade. Again, that's turned out to be a home run winner. So that's 2 from 2 there. And we said on a break of the 50-day moving average, our target is up at 28. Certainly, you could set a stop loss if you're in profit. We don't want to break down below here. I think if we lost this level here at around 25890, just a little bit below that, maybe 2570, you could certainly look at maybe getting back in the trade here at 2520 there. And of course, if you didn't get in the trade, this would be a place to get in the trade about 2525. You would get on a successful retest of that. You could get back in the trade to ride that back up to 2800. And one of the other ones that I gave was Fetch. And Fetch has taken off like a rocket ship. We gave that trade, I think it was $1.15. And then rode that up. First take profit level there was, so we're 3 from 3 now, $1.40, and then to either get back in the trade or a successful retest of here. So this is where you always have this option to take profit at this first level or you can look to ride it up, put a stop loss under here, and then you're still riding this up. Now, where would be a good take profit level for fetch here? Certainly around this level, you could take some more profit off the table or close, wait for it to come back to here at $1.40. But if it doesn't come back and just rests here and then keeps going up, your next area is 185. And then all the way up there to $2.20. So if it was certainly me here, I would be either setting a stop loss here under to protect this profit. This has been fairly parabolic here. So you could put a stop loss there under at about $1.54. Could put a stop loss if you wanted a more aggressive stop loss. You could put one there at about $1.59. And then obviously you could get back in the trade down there at $1.39, a successful retest of there. But obviously if we have a stop loss, and if we break down further low, certainly $1.18. I'm not sure if we see that or not. It really depends what Bitcoin does do. Let's jump into RWeb now. So we've got 3 out of 3. Now we've got 4 out of 4. Okay, so first of all, a break of the 50-day moving average at $21.20. It was at the time. Gave that trade. We were on yesterday's YouTube channel. I gave it on the Discord as well. You're up on that trade. First take profit level is up at $25, or you can wait, set a stop loss just underneath there and hope that it comes up, retest, and then keeps going to 28. So those are your two options there. If you didn't get in the trade, I would now wait either until a retest of the 50-day moving average if that happens around $21.50, or a break of the 200 EMA on the daily at $25 for jumping in the trade. Now we look at Banana here. We've got Banana Gun. As you can see here with Banana Gun, we have a situation where we have broken above this trend line. Now, would I be getting in the trade now? If you wanted to front run it means that you believe that it's going to come up here and break above and continue to the upside. But if you want confirmation, we need a break of 38.75, a break and retest above that. And then obviously we've got a short little space to 41.10, or you can wait to 41.10 and wait for a break and retest of 41.10 and then off to the races. So those are two areas for entries. You could certainly enter here. It's a risky entry here. I would prefer just to wait here. This is what I'm going to be waiting for, a break here and a retest. So I'm going to get in the trade. And then here, I'll probably take some profits off the table, or I'll put a tight stop loss here in case we go up, break, retest, and then we keep going up. Okay, the bonk trade, has that really moved? We need a break. No, we haven't. So we need a break of 18. We haven't seen that break. A break and retest, and that's a trade there. Take that, and then again, once you get up to 20, you can either take profit there or set a stop loss, tight stop loss, and hope that we get a break and a retest of that, and then off to the races. So that's another trade there as well. And then we go into the ETH trade. The ETH trade, that's another win. What is it? Certainly gave the trade there on a break of the 50-day moving average retest. We haven't gotten up to our target of 2,800. So what we can do here is we can get back in the trade or add more at around that 25.20 on that 50-day moving average, and then set a nice stop loss below this level of about 24.90, a nice tight stop loss there below that, and then obviously ride that up. There is an order block there, and there certainly is some resistance there, as you can see, and this is why we want to get out of the trade around here. Now, certainly you can get out a little bit earlier at 27.50, 27.70. You don't have to wait all the way till we get to that target of 2,800. That's just a take profit guide. Certainly, you don't want to miss out on all those gains just for waiting. I didn't quite get to 2,800. I should have taken profit at 27.90. So just taking quit. But again, this is a winner. You're in profit on this one. This was a good place also to enter the trade here at the 200 EMA on the 200 moving average on the week, a retest of that. That would have been a good trade there as well on Ethereum. HNT, we're just kind of banging around there. Nothing to see here really. Looking to the trade will be rounded about $7. If we come down to $7, 50-day moving average, a retest of that. There's an entry there for HNT at $7. I know I'm going quick, so take notes fast. Here, Casper, nothing much happening here. Really, what we need is a successful retest of the 50-day moving average, and there would be an entry of the trade. A further breakdown would see us come down all the way to 15 cents. Unfortunately, Casper had that unfortunate situation where the Casware wallet had a bad bug. I mean, this is really bad. Somebody lost $48,000 in gas fees just making a simple transaction. That should never happen. And we've just seen a really stead-off downstream sell-off for Casper. I'm still bullish on Casper. This may just provide further buying opportunities, but certainly there's not a trade there right now unless we see a proper successful retest of Casper here, and then there could be an entry here, but we're certainly just creating a bit of a downward trend here for Casper. Render, again, okay, so this is 6 out of 6 trades that I've given has been winning trades here. Again, I gave this trade here on the channel back on, you can check on the 19th or the 18th, probably even here, I was talking about, I love how this just hugs this 50-day moving average. That's bullish, hugging it. It's going to embrace it and push over it. Certainly a break here at $5 in the trade, and then all the way up to our take profit level, $6.35. So it didn't. So this is it here again. Would I take profits here? Absolutely, I would have taken profit here. We didn't quite get to $6.40. We had a bit of a sell-off here. We don't want to create a bit of a double top. So you're still up over $1 in profit there on this trade. So that was an absolutely smashingly killer trade that gave on this channel. We still haven't, what we need to get above is this candle here, which is at $6.58. So $6.58, but in reality, a break and a retest of this. So if you missed the render trade, I would not be jumping in now. Wait for a break of $6.39, the 200 EMA on the daily, and a retest. That's your second chance to get in. Remember, it's down from $13, so it's still good value. We've created this amazing WW bottom structure here where we've just created a series of higher lows here, low, higher low, and so we've broken out. Now, where would be a great place to get re-entry here if you didn't get in the trade? Certainly coming back to about $5.30 or back to $5, there would be a successful test and retest of that, and push up would be great. But of course, if we don't get that, then here is where we want to break through, retest, and off to the races for render. Then we go to our good friend Solana. Not much going on there. There's no trade to be had here until we come back. The trade is at 141, a successful retest of the 50-day moving average and the 200 EMA at 140. That retest there can certainly, we are kind of hugging here. There's a compression. More often this leads to a break to the upside into this 160 area. So I have an order set for this at about 142 because I don't want to miss it just in case it doesn't come down to 141. And then I have another order at 140, 139, just building a position there, and then a stop loss just slightly under there. Probably the stop loss is going to be down around 138 or 130, around 138 for that. So the entry there is around the 140 to 141. I've got it at 142, but if we drop lower, my average will be about 141 there for Solana. But there's no trade there right now, but just keep an eye on that one. And then we have Sui at 155. We can see this is starting to round off here, and we are way extended. We are way extending. So an entry here, again, is still for me at about, I'll probably move this up from 122, my buy to about 123, 124, $1.24. Certainly an aggressive entry is going to be around that $1.41 to around the 135 to 141 area. That's where we could come down. And then we're going to finish up with Tau. Again, absolutely crushed it. So already, what are we, 6, 7, 8 home run trades that I've given you since this just in the last 2 weeks. If you'd taken these trades, you would have absolutely massively outperformed the rest of the market. And this is why I continue to encourage, dump those non-performing dead tokens that aren't doing anything. I have an exit sheet on my cheat sheet where I show you where to dump these tokens, at what prices to get out. And if you've gotten in these trades, you would have made your losses back and more. But this is just absolutely unstoppable here at the moment. Where can we get back in this trade? Certainly around the 450 level would be ideal. That again, if you didn't get in, maybe you want to come back to the 1618 at 492. Again, there's got to be dollar cost averages, and this is for people who have no Tau whatsoever. I'm not talking to people who have got Tau and are selling this big green candle like I did. Certainly it might just keep going. We could keep going. We could just pause for a little bit each day and go all the way up to the $700 region and then pull back somewhere here. And this, we just don't know because there is such limited supply. There's a supply shock on the exchanges right now. So if you don't have any TAO and you wanted to get on some TAO, dollar cost averaging levels, look for those little entries there. Obviously 540 has seemed to be a little bit of support. We're coming up to the 2 here, so there is resistance. We've already had one go at breaking it, haven't got above it. We're having a second go now. Let's see if we can actually, because the close was at 539. So we didn't get a close. A close above 570 would be incredibly bullish for me, and I might jump in on a day trade or a swing trade there. But certainly, as I said, if you don't have any, look at some of these levels. I did give more levels, and I've got levels in the cheat sheet as well. So check those things out. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up right there. Thank you again for joining, and until the next episode, happy trading.